Hey everyone, it's Pup Twigs here from Orlando, Florida, and I got joining me on this episode of Unleashed is Pup Ghost and Pup Scout from Baltimore, Maryland. How are you guys doing?
We're doing all right.
Yeah, we're good.
Good. So let's just kind of start off. First thing I usually ask is about names, but we're going to hold off on that one for a little bit later. But do each one of you all have a what they call a pup born date when you finally established your pup?
Yeah, so mine is like October 1st, and it was like 2019.
Okay.
And for me, I don't have an exact date, but it was late February of 2019, I believe. It might have been 2018 actually. Um, but oh yeah, it was 2018. But I don't have a specific date.
And that's okay. Not all of us do have that. So when did you guys discover that you wanted to get into the pup community?
You want to go first?
Yep. So for me, I started as a furry. I actually had a persona and everything. And then when I kind of left the partner I had, I realized the furry was tied to him. So I kind of ditched the furry thing, and I was a little lost for a while. And then I went to MAL and found puppy play. Um, and at first, I was actually really overwhelming. I was like, nope, that's not for me. But about a month and a half later, I was like, actually, that makes sense. Uh,
Hmm.
I was actually just kind of hanging out with a sir at the time, and he was petting me, and I was just kind of, getting into the headspace and stuff. And I realized, like, yeah, this is for me.
Okay, good, good.
Yeah, for me, I kind of I was told growing up that I always had like mannerisms of like a pup. So like of an actual bio dog. But so a few years before I became a pup, I actually tried it out. I read some things online, and I was like, okay, this is something I can actually connect with. So
Well, good, good. So this is kind of a two-part question, but what's been the easiest and then what's been the most difficult part of being a pup or in the pup community?
so the, for me, it's getting into pup headspace is extremely easy for me, almost to a point I can do it accidentally.
He can do it. Actually, well, actually, he's gotten better.
Yeah, but the most difficult is honestly I get very anxious about going out to stuff and meeting people. But so getting me into the car to actually go to these events, it's it's hard.
Okay.
As for me, uh, my answer is kind of a little odd because for me, my answer is both. Headspace is the easiest and the hardest thing for me uh, to about the pup community or about being a pup, I should say. And what I mean by that is that I can I don't fall into it easily, but I vibe out to it very well.
Hmm.
I like, I feel it, I like it, but getting into a like deeper headspace and stuff like that is super challenging. And I think I've probably only done it once or twice uh,
Okay.
in the years I've been a puppy.
Well, is there anything that if you could change within the pup community that you would want to change?
Oh yeah. There's a couple of things. One of the things that and this is kind of a shared answer between us is we notice, and maybe this is just regional, but I don't think it is that there is some elitism that we notice within the pup community, some gatekeeping kind of stuff.
Mhm.
And we really want to make sure that we try to change that. We don't want people to feel like, oh, there you have to be a certain way to be a puppy.
Or you
Um,
have to have a certain kind of gear to be a puppy.
That comes later.
I hear that all the time, and some of the interviews that I've done before, they talk about to be a puppy doesn't mean you have to have gear. You can be in that headspace at any time and not have any gear at all.
Exactly.
And
Yep.
that's a misconception that we have. You share the same sentiments on that one?
Oh, absolutely.
Mhm.
Okay. So what about hobbies? Whether it's hobbies for your pup persona or hobbies in your human form, what do you guys like to do?
So, so I guess we'll answer this separately. I'm very much into like video games, but also I'm a car pup. I love cars. I love going to car events and stuff like that.
Not necessarily as a puppy though, right?
Yeah, not as a puppy.
Right, right.
Right. Although maybe. Um, as for me, I'm also a gamer puppy, and a gamer guy. Outside of that, I do quite a bit of crafting stuff. I make paracord bracelets, bones, and leashes. Well, I've done a leash. And I'm trying to start learning how to knit, although I almost threw my yarn ball out the window because I was getting frustrated with it. So I'm still,
If it broke our window, I would have been impressed.
it was a yarn ball. That would have, yeah, that would have been very impressive.
So do you have a side business of stuff that you make, or do you just do it for yourselves?
Usually I do it as like gifts and stuff. I have not set up a business. I thought about doing that because the stuff is accumulating. Um, but it's a little harder to just like motivate myself to be like, I don't want to sell this stuff because then it's a bunch of extra work on top of it.
Oh, of course. Okay,
Oh, I'm
well,
also I forgot about that. I'm also a website, somewhat of a website designer too.
oh, nice, nice. All right, awesome. So, do you guys have pets?
Right now, we don't.
Okay,
Yeah.
and not everyone. If you do get one, what would it be? A dog, cat, or something else?
Well, okay, he can answer that one better.
Okay, I think we'd start off with a cat mainly because we still like going out.
Yeah, that's
But
that's that's what I got right now. Is currently is cat. So I don't want a dog. It's too much responsibility. But I love dogs, but I just don't want the responsibility of having to take it out all the time.
yeah, we love dogs too.
Yeah. We've
Oh
actually
yeah.
been talking about getting a cat just because I work from home now and I get lonely. So I could use a cat or a dog or something around. Um, he has told me if I come home with a tabby, a beagle, or a corgi, he will not be mad at me.
I hear you. There you go. Good one. So what do you guys identify as beta, omega, or alpha types?
So I don't identify as any of them. I actually
Okay.
was an alpha at one point, figured out I wasn't really made to be an alpha. Like it just didn't fit as well for me. So I don't identify as anything right now.
Okay.
So for me, I'm pretty much a beta pup.
Okay. And, and
Uh,
that's the same with me. I got to identify as beta. So sometimes I want to follow, sometimes I want to leave. So
yeah, it was I I thought I'm I'm very I follow. I will follow, but I will lead if I need to.
sure. So what's the pup community like where you guys live? Do you have packs that you belong to, or is it a fairly small pup community?
So this is where it gets community.
Confusing.
Yes, confusing for us.
Yeah. Our pack is really not a pack in the traditional sense per se. And what I mean by that is not all of our pack mates have actually met each other. We all share a handler though.
Okay.
And our handler has 8 puppies now. Um, and not all of them have met each other. And I don't think all of them feel the same way about the pack dynamic as we do. And we are certainly the two most active puppies for our handler.
Okay.
Not only are we his puppies, we're his boys as well. So, we have a couple of extra roles tacked on. So we're the most active of the two. Um, But other than that, he has some other complications. I'll
Yeah,
let him go on.
yeah. So like you said, we do share a handler, but I also have an alpha that is currently in Oklahoma City.
Okay.
So that's kind of a long distance thing, but we've established a hierarchy there.
Well, that's good. I mean, yeah, I'm actually from Oklahoma. Grew up there, but been living in Florida now for many years. So what kind of events do you guys have going on in the Baltimore area for pup?
So, okay, so for events, we have a couple things going on. One of our friends, Pup Bruiser, organizes events called Puppies in the Park, usually during the spring, summer, and autumn months. Uh, which I don't remember when the next one's coming up, but
It's actually coming mid-May.
Mid-May. Thank you.
Yeah, up in northern Maryland.
Yeah, up in northern Maryland, and he does that to try to get the Delaware and some of the Pennsylvania puppies to come out, as well
Hmm.
as Maryland. It's kind of a nice central area. He's looking a little bit more mid-Maryland as well to try to get the DC, Virginia people up.
Okay.
So he does that. And we also have Lobos. I would say once a quarter, maybe twice a quarter at the Green Lantern, which is moving around the country now, but actually started here in DC. And it's a furry pup dance party, basically.
It's a dance rave.
It's a dance rave,
Okay.
led by Pup Ultra, who is also a friend of mine. Uh, so yeah, those are kind of the only like established things we've got going on. I think the Crucible in DC also hosts some pet nights, not specifically puppy, but puppies are very welcome to those.
Yeah, and
Okay.
a lot of the kink events or kink socials, you'll see puppies just wander in and be accepted by everyone.
Oh yeah. It's becoming more and more common everywhere you go. So if you guys could ask the next pup that I interview a specific question, what would that question be?
So the question I would ask would be, if that puppy has multiple headspaces, have they ever fought each other, or do they combine sometimes? Um, and I actually ask that because I have that issue, or that phenomenon happen to me sometimes, where I will have my subspace and my puppy space kind of
Hmm.
collide into each other and become a suppy puppy, which gets very interesting.
Oh,
Oh,
sure.
the other question: the do the kinks mix?
Oh yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good. That's a good question and everything. So let me ask you two. This is from Pup Czar out of Montreal, Canada. He wanted to know, how did you choose your pup names?
Well, my name came from the fact that I was a scout when I was younger. But it also came more because I was, at the time, I'm like really exploratory. I'm trying out everything. I kind of go in that idea of try everything twice for the most part, or maybe three
Mhm.
times, depending on how much I dis or don't like it. Um, so yeah, that's kind of where I came up with the name Scout, where it was like I'm exploring, I like finding things, I like kind of doing all that stuff. And
Okay.
I was also tired because when I first joined the community, I was Pup No Name, and I did not want that to stick. Uh, People actually knew me by that name for probably 3 months, and I was like, if I'm not careful, this will become my name. So,
Yeah. Okay. All
Yeah, so for me, my name was actually given to me by a friend when I first tried pup play long ago. Is- And it's not because like, I get this question a lot. Did like if I got my name because I ghost people? Like no, it's because I have a tendency to sneak up on people without even trying. So there's actually a story about like I snuck up on one of my professors in a hallway with tile floors and dress shoes on, and almost gave him a heart attack.
Oh no.
The male equivalent of high heels.
Pretty much.
Oh yeah, exactly. Oh, well, those are awesome stories on how you got your names and everything. But so, if other pups out there after seeing this podcast want to reach out to you guys, do you all have any social medias that you would care to share?
So I'm pretty active on Twitter and Instagram, but I'm also
Okay.
available on Telegram as well. And luckily, they're all the same like username, so I'm pretty easy to find.
Okay.
As for me, I'm not as active on Twitter. I try to be, but I admit I miss the social media bug. And it's just not something I keep up with, but I am on Telegram quite frequently. I don't check my phone all the time, but I'm around. So I do have both of those, and I'm fairly active on both of them, especially if you like, one-on-one private message. Usually I'm a little bit more responsive.
Okay. Well, if you guys want to share that with me, you can send it to me, and I will add it to the video that we'll post. And that way, if pups want to just reach out and say hi, or hey, I saw you on Unleashed, they could do that. But I do have to ask. I think it's Pup Scout. Where did you get those gloves?
Oh, these came from Mr. S.
Mister?
Yeah, they're really nice. They actually work for both aesthetic and functionality when you're moshing because they've got the knuckle pads on. So it's
Yeah.
nice and protective, which one of the things for new puppies about the gear, like yeah, the gear doesn't make the puppy, but invest in safety gear, your knee pads and your gloves. You can get cheaper
Well,
gloves
I
at
saw those because I like the fingerless, if they don't have fingers on them, or they're not the thing that comes up over your fingers. I like those.
yeah,
And
they're,
I'm
they're really
assuming
nice
your
because
wristbands, did those come from Etsy or Mr. S as well?
Oh, me?
First State.
So these were actually custom made by Dirty South Leather in South Carolina.
Oh, okay. All right. Because my husband, who is Smokey, just got some in the mail that kind of looked like those, and he got them off of an Etsy shop
Mhm.
and everything. So, well, you
many
guys, it's been awesome being able to sit here and visit with you guys today. I hope the weather is great. You guys can get out and enjoy it up in Maryland today.
It looks
But
nice.
any final words you guys want to say before we get off of here?
um the only thing I would really want to say is that if you're considering being a puppy, try it because there is a lot there. As much as we talked about the elitism and everything else, there are far more people who will be willing to accept you and get to know you more. So don't be afraid to try it. It's been a really liberating, like kind of thing. It's full of great people. So get out there and just do it, no matter how kind of afraid you are, take that first step and just do it.
Yep. And if anyone wants to reach out to us, like personally, and ask us lots of questions, we're more than happy to do so.
Yeah, I was a teacher in a past life, so I am more than happy to guide you.
And I'm just friendly.
Hey, sweet. That works for all of us, I'm sure. So, well, again, thank you for spending a little bit of time that we had here. I really appreciate it, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks. We're glad to help.